Ilmi, that's good to hear. Sydney, good to hear you're doing good as well. Everyone's good, good, good. Okay. All right, well, we are at December 7th. It's amazing that we all have made it this far. No, it's not amazing, but it's great that we did. And it is the second last week of classes. So let's hope that most of you have everything figured out on assignments that are due and studying for tests. Good. We're getting a few more joining as we're talking here. Okay. Jack has just joined. It's awesome. Mandeep, good to see you're joining. Does everyone, anyone do shopping for the holidays for gifts? It's mostly online shopping. I think that's the easiest thing, isn't it? It's online shopping. It's too easy. You know, that charge gets put on your credit card. You forget about it. Well, okay. I'm just sort of thinking, what are we going to do right here? We are going to just mention assignment 5 for a moment, and as people are still joining. Do we have any questions about assignment 5 this morning? Everyone knows, understands the questions? Okay, see a message in the chat there. That's fine. I'll make note of that. Thank you. Has everyone else told me, messaged me about if they are doing assignment 5 individually on their own or if they're doing it with a partner? Morgan, thank you. I know I've had about 5 or 6 messages, I'm thinking, of people that, maybe a few more, of who's doing with the assignment 5 with their who their partner is for assignment 5. So I have heard from some people. Don't know if I've heard from everyone. I know I did put an announcement up a few weeks ago about me looking for the partner names. Let's hope that all works out. And let's go to, what should I share with you this morning? The Blackboard just for a second. I haven't shared anything with you yet, so don't worry. I don't have that habit of not sharing and talking about things that I think I'm sharing. A lot of windows open this morning. Okay. And it's not. Okay, so in Blackboard, if you go down to, it's actually at the bottom here, test review and documents. So second half test review. Hopefully that's big enough so you can see it. It's a similar format as last test. You all remember that. So second half review questions, if you open that, there's a whole bunch of maybe 130 or so true and false multiple choice questions. And trying to, did it open it or not? Wait a second, let's check the format. Oh, down here. And you can just go through these, use them. Answers aren't here, but that's part of the review. You have to figure out the answers. The true and false multiple choice questions will be taken from those. Okay, so 50 of those, 1 mark each. And we have our definitions. Oh, I guess it's probably not sharing them with you, but the definitions are there. 10 of these will be taken. There's like 40 different possible definitions, so 2 marks each for those. And then your short answer is going to be a little bit less this time around. Last test, I said pick 2. Do the one test. This time it's only going to pick 1 of these. So there's 3 to choose from. And pick 1 of those to answer on the test. All right, so the documents are here, all right, for you to review and to prepare for next week. The test next week will start at 8 a.m. and I'll give you 90 minutes. That should be more than enough time. If you feel that you need more time, if you need to write it at a different time for some reason, please send me a message. Otherwise, I'm just guessing that everyone will be writing the test at 8 a.m. on December 14th. Excellent. Okay. Any questions about the test? Doesn't sound like it. Okay, good stuff. Well, this morning we aren't going to be, let's say we're not going to be too long this morning. We'll see how long these slides take us. I don't think they'll take us too long this morning. I really only have the 1 chapter because when we look at chapters 18 and 19, they're mostly information we've already covered. Well, actually, I have the wrong slides up. I'm going to put, let me change this around. I have a different one here. I will. Hopefully everyone's shoveled their driveway enough already for the whole year. I know I've shoveled mine about 5 times in the last 2 days. I have to share one story with you just because, you know, got to know each other all year. I'll tell you this. I had to do an airport pickup on Sunday night. So my wife was coming in from BC visiting one of my kids. Flight was going to land at 11. Well, it had a 2-hour delay, and her flight ended up landing at 1 a.m. So living in Barrie, it's an hour down there, and it was because of the crummy weather. It was an hour and a half back, so that was a late night on Sunday night. Didn't get home in bed till 2:30, but made it home safely. It's mostly rainy and ugly on the way home, but You guys ever had a bad drive like that, where you just something you didn't want to drive, didn't want to go, but you had to go? Like, I had no choice. I had to go get a pickup at the airport. So it wasn't like I just could say no. I didn't have to head down the road, but made it there, which was okay. And the plane was 2 hours late, but that was a crummy drive, man. Ooh. Okay, enough of me blabbing around here about things that you guys are not really interested in, I'm sure. Let's see, I'm going to start the presentation here. Where are we now? Okay, now I'm ready. Okay, let's talk about aquatic facilities. It does have, I think it goes into chapter 18 and 19, but 18 I think is ancillary spaces, and I think 19 is, I don't know, we'll remember in a minute, maybe core product extension or something like that. Let's talk about aquatic facilities, because we have talked about parks and campgrounds last week, and some of those parks do have aquatic facilities in them. But let's go to some of the different type of aquatic facilities that are associated with facility operations. And you have to look at, the outdoor, indoor, all that sort of fun stuff. We have our waterfronts and pools and water parks. You can say, well, there's a pool in a water park. But yes, I think we're talking more about the pool used for lane swimming. You find at the YMCA, that sort of pool, or at the multi-use center, not typically at not a wave pool at a water park, that sort of thing. Okay. So the waterfront, all of us have been to a waterfront, I'm sure, at some point in our lives. If you haven't, I feel sorry for you. It's too bad. Waterfront is an outdoor aquatic facility located at beach, river, quarry, other waterfronts, ocean. Great. I think I've been to all these. Has anyone ever been to a quarry to swim? I've heard about that. I don't know if I swam at a quarry or been to a quarry. Has anyone been to a quarry? No. Anybody? Thanks, Morgan. I think there's a quarry in Elora. I think my wife's from Guelph, so I know she's definitely swam there. Nobody in a quarry. Okay. Okay, the aquatic space includes all open water. Facility is not contained in a closed environment. A lot of our provincial parks have waterfronts in them. Lake with a beach, maybe a river. Grundy Lake, lots of waterfront there. Killbear, lots of great water beaches there. Just thinking of other provincial parks, most of them. Think of the other ones like Killarney. It's all lakes, Algonquin. Quarries, the only one I can think of is the one near Elora, unless anyone else has any examples of that. Rivers, not so much. The Ottawa River is definitely a big one that people vacation around. I've been on the Ottawa River a few times for swimming. There are spots that you can swim without danger. Waterfront facilities are commonly used for swimming, boating, and fishing. Yes, lots of fishing, sporting, boating, all that fun stuff. Now, I guess on waterfronts is hopefully, I don't know, have any of you been engaged in any of these sports? Swimming, boating, fishing, skiing, boarding, kite surfing? Anyone take part in any of those activities? I have a friend that's a big kite. Well, I have two friends that are kite surfers. They're big into it, and possibly this winter they do it either on water or on snow. So you use skis or snowboard on snow, or a board on water. So I might be able to try that this winter. I know that'd probably give you a good laugh, but it sounds like fun. Hopefully I don't get too hurt. Boating, Brendan, thank you. Okay, pools. Pools are the most common and basic aquatic facility. Have many of you taken swimming lessons at a pool? When you grew up, when you were a kid? Jack, yes. Morgan teaches them. Awesome, Morgan, you're a guard. I always feel like guards have or instructor guards have so many qualifications. You always feel safe when you're around a guard. They have so many first aid skills, always recerting. If you want to go swimming with someone, go swim with a guard, instructor. Lots of certifications, NLS. I guess that's what it used to be called. So, and yes, think about all the things how the pools are incorporated into athletic facilities. So pools include a diving board or slide, but for the most part offer few amenities. Now, even diving boards, you don't see diving boards too often anymore, at least open for public swim, maybe for a specialized club, I guess like a diving club, that sort of thing. You don't find diving boards because of the liability associated with them. Lots of injuries, but sometimes they're still open at different pools. Different municipalities do different things. Slides are bigger these days. The Allendale Rec Center put in a decent slide. Great Wolf Lodge we've talked about, but that's more of like getting to the water park. So we'll keep it on pools right now. Traditional pool may include lap swim areas, diving well, deep water area suitable for diving, and some really cool pools for diving that are very deep. I think there's I want to say they're like 100 feet deep. There's something crazy like that. They're for a diving well for practicing diving. I can't remember the depth. I have seen it, but I don't remember. Maybe 130 feet. But there are diving pools that they have indoors for that sort of activity. Just imagine maintaining that. Like, what if I can't even imagine the construction of a diving pool when it has to be that deep in the ground, and the pressure, like the water and the filtration systems, the pumps. Just, I don't know. I don't know enough about it, but I would have to really respect whoever engineered that type of a pool. There's a lot of pools now. The traditional pool we've definitely moved away from that in our design of athletic facility or pool facilities. It used to be that 6 or 8 lane, 25-meter pool, and that was the extent of it. Now, there are definitely lap swimmers, lane swimmers out there, so you just find that there's less lanes. So if a pool opens, and maybe Morgan can confirm this, sometimes when they have open swim, there's always people that want to do lane swimming. There's always one or two. So if they can design a pool that has lanes or to do laps in, also have area for other people that can do more random swimming or playing, like kids playing in the pool, so it can accommodate everyone's interests. So it is something that I take into consideration for pools, that how a multi-use facility is it. I'm sorry about the noise in the background. If you can hear that, there's a snow plow or blower out the window. So pool facilities are being adapted a bit better these days as far as the design and the development of the pool and the uses that can happen. So for instance, the Collingwood YMCA, it has lanes on one side, the rest is open for different sort of swimming. But pools can be located indoors or out and have found in different rec centers, health clubs, country clubs, and hotels. Now, next to an ice rink, well, I could just say that the pool is probably the most expensive part of your facility. If you're thinking about, if they're heating the water, if they're keeping the water clean and maintaining it, and the limited type of use that can go into a pool, like you're not other than, I guess you're swimming, you're maybe water polo, you're doing free swim, you're doing clubs, that sort of thing. They make it, sometimes you get some rentals, but it's expensive. Other than that, ice rinks are, again, a single-use type of facility. Well, you're on the ice, you're ringette, hockey, free skating, figure skating. So you have to be creative if you're trying to think about your budget as a facility operator and how you can use your facilities and how multi-use you can use them. All right. Water parks are becoming more widespread. I'd say more in the States than in Canada, just because of the climate. In Canada, you get into more of the indoor water parks. Lots of variety of features and water slides, wave attractions, spray features, slow-moving water attractions like a lazy river. Everyone can go on that. There's no really restrictions. Toddler play areas and shallow entries, so like a beach entry type of pool. And traditional water park can be indoor or out. And as I mentioned, Great Wolf Lodge has sort of an in and outdoor. The one they had in Barrie, which has been abandoned for over 10 years, was Splash Canyon. Anyone remembers that? And here's a picture of a water park, or you can just see how colorful it is. It's like a, very appealing to kids' eyes and everyone's eyes. Lots of color. There's water falling from this bucket up at the top. Well, it's not a great picture, but I have another picture here. This is Great Wolf Lodge. They put up fake trees, raised platforms, and this is, they make it look like a lodge. So it looks like they have big beams up top that look like wood, and then all these slides, wave pool. Quite appealing and lots of fun for the family. And another bucket up here that spills on people. Lots of fun. But can anyone tell me where this beach is? Located, what the name of that beach is? Someone must know the name of this beach. Yes, it is in Barrie. Yes. It is in Barrie. Does anyone know the name of the beach in Barrie? Barrie has a few beaches. I don't know the name. Okay. I'll wait a minute. Someone's going to know the name of it. Fushi. Yes, you got it. Centennial Beach. Very good. Beautiful waterfront. One thing about Kempenfelt Bay, the Kempenfelt Bay is about 180, 190 feet deep in water. So I always find Centennial Beach is always so cold. The cold water from down below comes up, and it just seems like that beach is never warm. Same with Johnson's Beach, just always cold. At least how I find. Okay, can anyone tell me the name of this pool? A pool in Barrie. What rec center is this? All good. good, Hilmi, good try, but no, that's not correct. Holly has the big water slide in it. I don't have a picture of that one. Nobody here from Barrie? Name it. Morgan. The old YMCA? No, not the old YMCA. No idea. Okay, this is Allendale Rec Center. All right, Allendale, one of the older pool. Oh, Kushi's writing. Maybe I beat you to that. It's basically 3 pools in Barrie. Well, the YMCA is gone now. They've ripped it down. There's I was going to say Allendale. Yeah, you are correct. This is an older picture, but probably when it was maybe newer. Allendale's the oldest pool in Barrie. Then we have East Bayfield. They have a pool, and Holly has a pool. And I don't think there's any other rec pools in Barrie. It really just opened one, right? We didn't know that. We talked about that early in the year. But you can see here, pretty basic. They have like a Tarzan's rope over here by the guard. Guard's not really holding a long stick. It's a rope for swinging. On the right is a ramp area. You can kind of see it just barely on the right where anyone with a disability can come down the ramp and it joins onto the pool. And the closest to you is the shallow end, and then they have the 6 diving platforms or starting blocks for swimming. So the name of the swimming club in Barrie, I don't know if they still practice out of Allendale. I don't think they do. I think they're out of East Bayfield, but the Trojans are the swim club in Barrie. And then over way on the right, which you can't see, is the smaller teaching pool, or kids pool. Okay, next picture. This is an aquatic facility in Barrie that closed down. It was an outdoor water park. They put a lot of money into it, called Splash Canyon. Only lasted for a few years. They had lots of campgrounds and everything, but it just never seemed to take off. I don't know why. Okay, aquatic facility construction. So basically there's a concrete basin with a few options. You could have a concrete liner or a vinyl liner. Tile can be put on the pool basin. Most commercial, I say commercial, like public pools are tile or concrete. You don't find any vinyl liners in public pools, I hope. This get damaged too easily. They're mostly residential. So both concrete and tile can become slippery. Well, any wet surface can become slippery. The tiles should use small tiles. That usually see small tiles in a pool area, just to help with it combats the slippage, I guess you could say. They want if there's more grout lines, typically we'll be able to have less slipping. All right, and they also have them slope towards drains. So you know the drains on the deck of pools, there would be all kinds of different drains. And here we can see that, you know, this is an empty pool, very large pool. I'd say that was 50 meters, outdoor pool. Looks like they're just opening it for the season or cleaning it or doing something. The guy looks kind of bored over there. And so some accessibility things that we have in pools. I mentioned the ramp that went into the Allendale Rec Center, their pool, and also we have ramps and stairs, which I just mentioned, ramp, stairs. We have chair lifts, movable floors. This is kind of a chair lift that is used to put people with mobility issues into a pool. Has anyone ever seen a pool with a moving floor? Raises and lowers for entrance. Nobody? Nope, first time. Okay. We do have, I believe, the Aurelia. I had a feeling that the Aurelia pool had a, yeah, it does. It has an 8-lane, 25-meter pool with a movable floor. So the Aurelia pool actually does have a movable floor. So basically what it does is rise up to the level of the deck, and wheelchairs, people can, or whoever needs that is able to walk right out onto the floor surface. I'm trying to find an image. I thought I had an image here. Maybe not. It's all the pictures I have are not great. Okay. Back on track here. Okay. So aquatic facilities requires several key elements to manage it. Must be adequately staffed, safe, and well maintained. Proper mechanical systems. The mechanical systems we talked about are your filtration system, your chemical system, so your chlorination system that you're treating your water. So your filters filter any debris out of the water. Your chlorination system keeps the water clean. I guess it puts a chemical in it to battle any bacteria. And then you have your pump system, your circulation system that pumps the water through the pool. So you have different areas of or different parts of the pool that are part of the mechanical system. Also have to think about the staffing, as mentioned with Morgan. Staff are typically high with certifications, high level certifications as far as safety goes. You have your safety portion with your guards and instructors, but you also have your maintenance staff as well. And staffing is one of the most important concerns in an aquatic center, and important consideration when hiring staff is finding the proper trained and certified people. And you must be certified in your position before your employment occurs. So imagine hiring, oh yeah, I'm going to be a guard, I'm going to take my course next weekend, but I can start this weekend. Do you think that would fly? I don't think so. All right. It's mandatory that you have your certifications before you start your work. Lifeguards and instructors. Okay. And let's see, Morgan, any other, I know you have your NLS and any other certifications. You have your first aid and AED. I imagine you're also other things, standard first aid. Good. And you do lots of rescue, I guess, in the pool as well. Practicing practical type of experience as well. So fee collection, let's get on to this. So aquatic facilities are revenue generator facilities. Are they? Well, let's hope so, because they cost a lot. Revenue is typically generated through fee collection, where users pay before getting access to the aquatic area. And access control by staff persons and equipment, including cash register, debit, credit, POS. Same thing as a fitness center, and those sort of things, those sort of places where you have the access control, and you collect fees. That you can get a pass, just like a gym. Also, they have the rentals, and they have the lessons that people pay for to have their kids learn how to swim. It's important to have your friends, your family, your kids to learn how to swim. There's so many options in the area we live for swimming. You want to make sure you're safe. And safety is a primary concern in aquatic facilities when working around a water environment. Each decision regarding safety is one of life and death. Safety has many components, including standard codes and safety training for all. And I'll let you guys watch that link I have there. What time are we at here? I think it's like a 5-minute link. 36. Okay. Emergency management. Key to effective emergency management is a solid emergency action plan. You need to have emergency action plans for this athletic facility, this recreation facility, a pool. Plan allows staff. So just think of a wave pool. If you have a lane pool, a beachfront, how is your emergency management for that? Centennial Beach in Barrie, do they have an emergency management plan? Well, typically, most of the time, is not, they don't have guards, but there are times during the summer that guards are in place. They do have towers there that the lifeguards sit on and watch the swimmers. But you need to have that action plan in place, and you want to keep your participants safe, and you'll be able to save them if there's any sort of life-threatening or non-life-threatening emergencies. So spinal injuries are a big thing. People dive into shallow water or hit their head on the bottom, that sort of thing, and that could definitely lead to spinal injuries. So you need to know how to save these people, and preventative supervision can be part of it. So lifeguards practice supervision every time they sit down in their chairs, and you'll notice that I might have this a bit wrong, but as Morgan's listening, may be able to correct me, but they usually rotate through their location, so you're never really standing or sitting in one spot for an excess amount of time. So it's probably your 10 or 15 minutes, 20 minutes, they switch spots, and they rotate just to keep yourself attentive and not become complacent. And the maintenance, the hygiene, they ask that, imagine, everyone is asked to shower prior to entering a pool. Everyone's cleanliness level is a bit different, so you are to shower before entering a pool, and it helps keep the water cleaner, and also you want to deal with the small problems quickly before they get turned into larger problems. So if it's a crack in the pool, that has happened at East Bayfield when it was first opened. There was a crack in the bottom of the pool where water was draining. So this is I would say a large issue, or it was a small issue that turned into a large issue. So when it was first opened, they did have a problem where the concrete, sort of right where it dropped off to the deep end, they had to drain the pool completely, rip it up, repair it, retile that area. It probably took, I opened a while, 20 years ago, I'm just trying to remember, probably a good 6 months to a year to fix that. It was a long delay. So very upsetting for the people that wanted to use that pool. And as I mentioned, hygiene, you want to sanitize the area, the floors of the deck of the pool, the bathrooms, the change areas, all the areas just have to be fairly well sanitized and cleaned every day. And now they have, even at our shower areas at our fitness center, we have a machine that does a 3 steps. It sprays, well, it's 2 or 3 steps depending on how you look at it. There's one spray that disinfect, or not disinfect, I guess it cleans everything. So all the body oils and the dirt that's from people showering, it's in the showers. So the showers are sprayed with this cleaning foam every day or every night after use, and it can be scrubbed. and it's rinsed. It's the second step. And then the third step is they put on a disinfectant or a sanitizer to spray it and to keep it clean for the next day. So the pools, you want to, if you're sharing showers with people that have other people that have used them, you want to make sure that the showers are clean. You think of these shower areas in hockey rinks that are used a lot, pools a lot, fitness centers a lot. So the showers need to be kept very clean. There's no real standard is the problem. How do you know a shower has been cleaned daily? We don't, unless they have a checklist up on the wall, or you just know that they clean them, or you see them cleaning them. That can happen. So yeah, you don't want any sort of bacteria, any mold to grow in the showers, which happens when things are not kept clean. And the deck sanitation should also be done every day, and before the facility opens, or I should say, or after it closes. If you do it before it opens and after it closes, it basically you'd be doing it after it closes and then before it opens in the morning, which would be no use between those two times. So one or the other. Okay, and here's someone just over maybe an annual maintenance where they empty the pool, clean all the stainless steel, and this happens maybe once a year, once every 2 years, where they empty the pools and inspect them, clean them thoroughly, and fill the water back up again. And the mechanical systems, which I somewhat mentioned, the pumps, many pumps can circulate or will circulate the water, which is a key component of the system. The sanitized system. So large pools usually use chlorine to sanitize them. Smaller hot tubs or whirlpools use bromine, and the one difference is that chlorine has more of a odor than bromine, so that's why a lot of times chlorine isn't used in the smaller pools. And there's different forms of it. It comes in gas, liquid, and tablet, or powder. And there is certain things that you do in a filtration system. Sometimes they are cartridge filters, which you would actually take out the cartridge filter, and replace them. A lot of residential type of pools do that. Then they have the sand filters, where the water goes through a sand system, and then what happens with the sand is that the pump is reversed, or they call it backwashing, where the water reverses through the pump and cleans it and dumps that water into waste. So if anyone had a home pool, they would probably understand the backwashing and the filtration system a bit better. Many times, you have to have special maintenance staff to look after the maintenance, or they have to be specially trained to understand how the sanitation works with a pool. That we just need to understand that it is important to keep the sanitation system, the filtration system, the circulation system all working well in a pool. We had a whirlpool hot tub in the Barrie Athletic Facility in the men's and women's change rooms, and they were the hardest things to keep clean. They were such a pain. First of all, because we didn't have it hooked up to water softener, which you need because the water is so hard, the calcium just forms on the side of the pool. And just you had to test it. I think the health unit required it to be tested. I think it was every other hour or 3 times. It was multiple times during the day. It was ridiculous, and it was just. And if they think of hot tubs are 1/100th the size of a pool, so you're not throwing in half a cup of chlorine in crystals or in powder. You only throw a few tablespoons in, and it makes a big difference. So your levels of acidity and your pH and your chlorine, which are measured, can fluctuate very quickly, high and low, depending on, just throwing a little bit in the pool, in the hot tub. So you have to be quite conscious of the size of the pool and the amount of chemicals you need for each pool. And seasonal pools, they have to be winterized. So anyone with an outdoor pool, know that the water level's lowered below the jets in the pool, or where the water's coming in, so they can drain. Many pools, outdoor pools, leave water in the bottom just because of the cost of and the labor of emptying them completely, and it's not necessary to empty them completely. You could drain it. Again, it's the cost of water is very high, so you don't want to just drain it if you don't have to, unless you have to clean it, maybe change the liner and so on. And some of the equipment that you have around is, so rescue and safety equipment. When you're at pools, you always see different poles that you can reach out to somebody that is struggling. You have the instructional and fitness equipment, so it could be flutter boards or life jackets, that sort of thing. And that could be safety equipment as well. But other fitness equipment could be used in a pool. Swimming and diving equipment, which could be your goggles or paddles they put on their hand, or flippers on your feet. General aquatic equipment could be just the play equipment that they put in there, like inflatable octopi, things for people to climb on. They also had down at the Centennial Beach, they had, I don't know what it was called, like the splash zone or something. You pay your $20 for an hour, or I'm exactly not sure what the cost is, but it's about 100 feet offshore, and it's just a large inflatable play center for people to use in the summer at the beach. So you can get your life jacket, go out there, play on it. At least that's what people do. And then you have your product delivery areas, and you have your restrooms, your showers, and these support the core product, and these would be your ancillary spaces. They often include the locker rooms. Many of the locker rooms and change areas now are designed as or also have family change rooms. So there are multiple areas for families, parents, kids to go in and change together. So it just makes it a lot easier than having a men's change room or a women's change room. It's just a bit more inclusive as well. Retail outlets and our core product extensions, where you can purchase merchandise. So you may need those goggles or whatever else you're buying, bathing caps. I don't need a bathing cap. Production and delivery areas that focus on the core product include areas for formal swim, instructional swim, fitness programming, special events, intramural clubs and athletic teams, and external support. Now, certain services are vital to an aquatic facility, but employees may not be able to provide them. Such things might be, medical personnel, so you call it like an ambulance, like EMS, police, security, fire, those regular things that that most businesses don't have, but we supply on or rely on our community to provide. And sometimes maintenance services as well. Okay, it is 8:50. I'm gonna give you a little bit of a break here. So it's gonna be a break until 9. Right, and when we come back, it'll probably be not too much longer. We're gonna just finish up with a few slides about ancillary spaces, which we have talked about quite a bit, but I'll just touch on that a little bit. So maybe we'll come back at 9 and we'll finish up in probably 15 minutes or so. Okay, 15-20 minutes. All right, so we'll see you in a little bit. All right, I am back. It's 9 o'clock, and I was just thinking, chapter, let's see, 18 is ancillary spaces, 19 is core products extensions. I think you guys know a lot about that already. Looking at ancillary spaces, three or four different type of areas we talk about are parking, reception areas, locker room and showers. So the ancillary spaces, not revenue generating. We know that there's exceptions for those as well, because we know what Georgian parking you do pay for, or you will in January. And then your core product extensions, which are revenue generating, which is your sales items. So your either gift shops. I like to think at the theme parks, the gift shops, or different merchandise areas, like a pro shop at a golf course. You have your food services, which includes your snack bar, your concession restaurants, and your child care and your restaurants. So we've talked a lot about those over the semester, and at this point we've looked at this semester. We've talked about designing rec facilities, because we did do the assignment 2 where we've designed our ultimate facility, and we talked about the funding, constructing of them, the equipment, the employees, the maintenance of the facilities. We talked about that, emergency responses and emergencies, coordinating and scheduling, and parks, playgrounds, aquatic facilities. And so right now I just want to, I'm not going to have any other slides today, but I just want to have this open if anyone has any questions about the final assignment or about the test next week or anything like that. So if anyone has any questions, I'm here to answer them. And if not, then I will actually stop the recording and say thanks for participating in the class each week. I know it's typically the same individuals that come each week to class, and thank you for participating in the in-class discussions and in-class assignments that I had sort of every other week, or almost every week I tried, but thanks anyways for all that. I'm glad you could all participate, and hope you had a good experience. I will be online next week, so when the test is taking place, I will be online, and if you need any assistance, like typically sometimes there's technical glitches where people just can't get into the test for whatever reason, just message me and I'll be able to fix that up for you. So don't panic, don't have too much anxiety, like, well, I'll give you extra time if things don't work out, or if there's a technical problem. So don't worry about that. And other than that, we will stop recording. So thanks very much, and I'll stay on the line if there's any questions.